All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So I think it is a given. I think we kind of figured this out last week, but Bo Nix will be announced as the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos for week 1 of the regular season relatively soon. The Denver Broncos absolutely dominated, obliterated my Green Bay Packers in tonight's preseason game. Now, yeah, the Packers didn't start any starters in tonight's game, but it doesn't matter. Bo Nix is the dude. Should have had 2 touchdowns today. He was a little bit over a bit off of over the line of scrimmage for his first would have been touchdown, but then he ultimately hit Tim Patrick. Welcome back, baby, Tim Patrick, for a touchdown. But folks, it's not even the stat line itself. Bo Nix today, 8 and 9, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He also had, 12 rushing yards on 3 attempts. He rushed for a first down. Bo Nix, when you watch him play, it literally, I think the announcer said it, but it feels like he's been in the NFL for 5 seasons. There's a reason Bo Nix was the leading completion percentage passer of all time in college football. This guy is NFL ready. He's a definition of NFL ready. He thinks quickly. He thinks so quickly. I just think IQ-wise, he has that it factor. He knows what he's doing. He is prepared, and then he goes and executes. The ball is quickly gone. If there's nothing there, he's throwing it away, or he's running, or he's getting back to the line of scrimmage. That's been a huge difference, from my opinion, from watching Russell Wilson versus Bo Nix so far. But anyways, before we get back into the video, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, a couple of Broncos videos every single week at least. Broncos fans, if you try and get this video to 100 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. I just think it's the little stuff. And I also just think the way Sean Payton's running this, it's just so different than last season, all right? When Russell Wilson, I just saw the statistic, Russell Wilson was sacked league leading 100 times in the last 2 seasons. But then when you look into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes, and I don't want this to be, flaming Russell Wilson, because that's, I don't have any bad blood against Russ in any way, shape, or form, but there were so many sacks that were statistically on Russell Wilson last year. And when you see a sack count in any way, you always are going to put it, or people are always going to put it on the quarterback. And that's just, or the offensive line, sorry. And that's just not always how it is. Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Sam Howell, a lot of the times it's on the quarterback for holding on to that football too long. Bo Nix reads this stuff like it's a freaking book, like it's the back of his hands. And once again, oldest dude in the NFL, or oldest rookie in the NFL, he's ready day one. My point with the sack number had nothing to do with Russ. My point just is, you look at the sack count from Russell Wilson and Denver Broncos the last couple of years, specifically last season, and you think the offensive line is horrible. And when I see teams or over-unders, and I see the Denver Broncos sitting here at, 5.5? I laugh out loud. There's no way the Denver Broncos lose 5 games or win less than 5 games this upcoming season. Sorry, guys. It's really late. I'm really excited. He's a starter. He's the starter. It's not even close. The Denver Broncos are a lot deeper than people give them credit for. Like I said, I think the offensive line's a really good example of it. This running back room, Samaje Perine unfortunately didn't do anything, I think, today to save himself a roster spot. Jaleel McLaughlin, Javonte Williams, Audric Estime, Notre Dame legend. I'm wearing a Notre Dame hat right now. That running back room is lethal. It is versatile. There are playmakers on all 3 of them. They're going to be Bo Nix's best friend this upcoming season. There is, the versatility that they have in the running back room, Sean Payton's licking his chops. It's just crazy because people were throwing Sean Payton under the bus for how that season went last year. And like I said, I'm not a Russell Wilson hater by any means, but I will just say he was not helping them out in the way Sean Payton offenses want to be helped out or need to be helped out. So we'll just run through this preseason game real quick. Jarrett Stidham, backup quarterback, 100%, 7-11, 65 yards. He did throw an interception, but he did have a rushing touchdown today. Heading into the season, I never really believed that there was going to be a quarterback battle between Bo Nix, Zach Wilson, and Jarrett Stidham. And, Jarrett Stidham, had a couple of nice games with the Raiders a couple of years ago. I think he's just the perfect backup QB for this team. I was randomly thinking before I made this video, I don't know why I would start Jared Stidham for like 4 weeks or 8 weeks. It reminded me almost of Justin Fields in Chicago when they ripped Andy Dalton to start the season for what was it, like 8 football games, something like that. And in that certain case, bad example, it caused some toxic locker room behavior apparently in that quarterback room was toxic that year. But that's not an issue with Bo Nix. No shade at Justin Fields, but you get my point here. I just, even if Stidham looked like the better quarterback in preseason, I just don't really understand why I would let Bo Nix sit for an entire season or even for a half season. Like, let's get the show on the road here. Let's start to figure it out on the fly if things aren't looking well. Jaleel McLaughlin, 3 rushes, 17 yards, 12-yard rush. This guy's an Energizer bunny. He just said a quote recently after the last preseason game, like, I just want to make plays. Throw me in whenever. I'm going to make plays. Give me the ball. When I'm on the field, give me the ball, and I'm going to make these plays. And then you got Javonte Williams, 3 rushes, 17 yards. He's looking for a bounce-back season coming off that injury a couple of years ago. Then Audric Estime had a nice 10-yard rush, finished the night, 4 rushes, 14 yards. Tim Patrick, welcome back to the NFL, baby. 4 catches, 30 yards. Greg Dulcich, and then obviously touchdown. Greg Dulcich, 2 catches, 27 yards. Cam Sutton, oh boy. Cortland Sutton, 1 catch for 23 yards. I want to move forward to the defense real quick because I have a lot of thoughts on this wide receiver room because I actually think it's extremely deep. Folks, Jonah Ellis, day 1 contributor. Once again, I think it just goes without saying at this point, if you're a Broncos fan, people don't understand the talent on the defensive side. They really don't. Zach Allen had a nice sack today. DJ Jones, JFN is going to change a lot of things. But this linebacker room, I don't think people in the NFL realize how good and deep this linebacker room is. Cody Barton, Baron Browning, Alex Singleton, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, Jonah Ellis. Jonah Ellis, strip sack fumble today. Also, shout out to Keydron Smith for getting almost a pick 6. He ran it back 56 yards and then got stopped at the goal line. But Jonah Ellis, 3 total tackles tonight, forced fumble, sack. He was all over the field when he was there today. I'm telling you, man, this kid out of Utah, you guys have been saying that you guys put me on the map for him when we first started making Broncos videos in this summer. We covered the Broncos last year, but you get what I'm saying here. You look like you just got the hidden gem of the draft here in Jonah Ellis. All right. But I just wanted to throw that comment in about the defense, especially that linebacker room, because I don't know, just there's a lot of misconceptions about the Broncos, whether it's offensive line or the defense in general. I wouldn't even be surprised. I mean, maybe it's a little bit late. It's Sunday night. Just watch football all day. I wouldn't even be surprised that Bo Nix led this Denver Broncos team to a 9-8 record with this defense, this offensive line, these weapons, and obviously Sean Payton. So what a turnaround. You guys looked great. Bo Nix looked great. That's all I got. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Let me know your thoughts. Is Bo Nix starting week 1? Peace.